leaning more towards dive than anything else. On Midtown, we play a little bit of a Babs and Cass Orisa thing, but mostly dive.
Mostly dive. Okay, okay. So I see that first Kingzo game then. We don't want to go with that. We just want to go with something like Midtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you,
I
really.
sent that one because coaches don't like when people just send wins, so I figured I'd throw in a loss.
I think it's okay if you have kind of close one. That is the best. On Midtown, what do you think? Do you guys kind of...
Midtown was it was a long game, like 17 minutes.
Oh, 17 minutes. Okay, okay. I think we can take a look at that, sure.
Okay.
So looking at the dive, okay, so you mostly play what? Doomfist composition with the Kiri and Lucio, right?
Or Winston, but yeah.
Winston, okay, okay, that's reasonable. Sure, we can take a look at that. For other things which you mentioned, in the forum, there's a question: do you have a shot caller and game leader, target caller, who is responsible for those roles? You mentioned that's your main support for the most part. So it's just yeah, so it's just for all those roles in general, like your main support kind of trying to game lead, also shot call, target call, all of that together, or yeah, just tell me a little bit more.
It's me. I just put main support because that's the role I was playing then. But I'm more tank now. So it'd be more like those roles would be more on the tank then, because I usually just IGL and then our main support's ult track, but I help them with that.
Yeah, it's just for me, it's important. Do you actively have someone, not just one person, yeah, tracking all of that, but kind of multiple people managing those roles because it's quite important. So you guys, it's gonna be easier for you to stay on the same page. You can execute your plan a little bit more. This kind of stuff. Yeah, I think we can start with this meetdown then. Well, so first of all, I think for today, to keep ourselves focused, we gonna just pay attention to your planning, kind of smarter planning, this what we mentioned, and how it affects your position for the most part. And we're also gonna look into communication specifics, which would be possible to do to like solve the planning, solve the positioning. So kind of three main things for us to keep ourselves focused. Is that good? Yeah, it's just because potentially we might go over dozens of things. I think it's just important to kind of keep this idea. We understand how do you just win with the dive, keep the plan, keep the position, and communication. Well, if we don't have any communication recorded, it's fine. We can just start with going over the screen code, and yeah, it's a good start.
I have two games. They were recorded through Metal, so they're only 10 minutes. But I don't know if anyone else was recording.
I was not.
I think Meetdown is okay. We can start with that. It's just our kind of first initial session too. So good. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, you guys run Junker Queen with Tracer, Lucio, and Kiri. Okay, so this is the game you want me to look at, right? So
Action.
yeah, so is that the one?
Sorry, I forgot I was on push to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's look at that then. Yeah. So for today, if you guys have any questions, we're gonna be focused on macro for the most part. But if you have any questions in terms of micro as well, you guys can ask those. Feel free to do that, and just let's go over maybe the basics here because the planning it really depends on what your composition is gonna do on the map. This is what I usually start with. Yeah, so maybe kind of starting with two questions, which I usually ask to anybody. It's first, what is your range against the enemy? Yeah, let's pretend we kind of know the enemy composition. This is the one, and how you guys take angles for the most part. What do you think? Just if you look at your composition, yeah, maybe let's kind of specify range. It's either I would lean in towards something like short or long range, and with angles, I would lean in towards more a stacked approach or split. Yeah, so you sort of might split on multiple groups, if that makes sense. Okay, so what do you guys think here?
Probably closer to shorter range since they have Sombra. Our
Mm-hmm.
Genji Tracers can't really poke her out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
probably a bit more of a stacked approach, I think.
More of a stacked approach. Why is that the case?
Just because it'd be hard on this first point to take a wide flank or anything,
Right.
especially if we're on Genji instead of like a Soldier Sombra.
Exactly, exactly. So this is what we want to keep in mind, yeah? Keeping their composition in mind, keeping our comps in mind, composition in mind, so we play around our strengths and abuse enemy weaknesses, basically, okay? Your composition is really strong, short range oriented fights. If you lean towards the stacked approach, nobody can really dive you. Yeah, you don't want to be isolated for that exact reason. I would say, like, this here, your composition variation with Jungkook is kind of leaning towards kind of this brawl dive habit in a way, yeah, because of it, because Jungkook is more stationary, but still, yeah, you have those kind of more diving members. Yeah, it's just this Tracer, Genji, maybe even Kiriko can take an angle, yeah. So let's take a look, yeah. Let's take a look. Maybe when you start this map, maybe you guys can tell me what is your usual plan here, or how do you approach this map?
I think here we're just trying to play very fast. We played a map before this, so we kind of understand their playstyle a little bit. They're really bad if we just run at them before they can set up. So I think that was our plan.
Okay, okay, let's take a look. So the game's starting. By the way, guys, can you see my stream just fine? Is it working for everyone just fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good.
Oh, okay, perfect. Just I saw the quality was 720, but yeah, just in case if I need to refresh it, let me know. Okay, looking for the TP. Running inside the room here and approaching towards this high ground. Okay.
You weren't lying. Use that fast. Jeez.
Okay, so this is kind of the first thing wanna keep in mind, yeah, when you guys are fighting. Okay, let's think about that, because you leaning towards more stacked approach. Yeah, you want to fight at the short range. If we're starting with that, look at the enemy composition, how they win actually. Yeah, do they lean towards taking angles more? On the other hand, yeah, do they? What do you think?
They probably split us and catch someone staggering or split off with the Sombra hack.
Exactly,
would-
exactly.
Yeah, they want to like surround. I think really, it's just
Exactly.
yeah.
This is what I think as well. So see, your plan, because of it, it really should be around those spaces where it's hard for them to surround you guys. You should be actively attacking somewhere where it's gonna be not as easy for them to do. Okay? So if you look at it here, what do you think? What is that space you can leverage maybe when you're fighting the enemy?
Just far back through the tunnels and then go to point the same way we did.
Okay, so it's just this rotation you're saying, kind of using this.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So
What if,
see,
what if
yeah. Any other thoughts?
No, I was gonna say like it's probably dumb. We usually don't do this, but like, what if you went through train?
Actually, possible. I actually, it's just might be sometimes because most of the people they think it's kind of unreasonable, right? Why you fight there? Well, against the Doom maybe might be challenging, but still you can try. I think you might try this. It's just our idea. So the positioning wise, yeah, why we're leaning towards those spaces, because our composition really likes stacked approach. We like short range, so let's try to play into short range oriented spaces more. Keep in mind your tracer's flank control though. Yeah, your tracer wants to take an angle on the space where you're fighting specifically. I think usually the tracer looking for the flank, so yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. Short range spaces a little bit more. Okay, so this is kind of our first, yeah, the first idea, because you know the compositional matchup. And now see this, yeah, when they're trying to fight you, how easy for them to hack, how easy it might be just for them to surround you. Yeah, maybe they don't have as many angles here, but at least you see that kind of later. I think the more you're trying to just potentially, if she fades in, even though like the tracer goes in there, surrounds you to the right, to the left, if everybody's just gonna be on the angle, it's gonna be tough. Well, you guys survived this initial engage because I think the pressure was really desynchronized, but it's you know, might actually force out a lot of important cooldowns in the end, and maybe you might die. Somebody might die there. Okay, so this is the first thing. Now, another important idea is when you're trying to form a plan. Yeah, because you mentioned you have the plan. It seems like most of the time. Is that correct? Yeah, like when you go in a fight, do you have this kind of problem where you sometimes don't have a plan? You think? Just yeah. What's your
Yeah, definitely we get lazy sometimes.
Sometimes, sometimes, yeah. So it's important to address, but it seems like you guys with this rotation, to me, it felt like you really had this kind of direction. Yeah, let's go inside all this together. It's sort of you playing on the same page. Really good. Of course, it can be better. You can polish that. Yeah, for example, this phase you can get hacked. For example, maybe catching everybody on rotation. Like you don't want to fight too early, but this is like solid. Okay, so what's your plan is based on as well? Yeah, how do you plan out things? Not just position wise. Yeah, maybe what spaces you want to use, but yeah, what it depends on. Maybe looking at your cooldowns, for example. This is what I usually like to look at. What do you guys want to play around on your team here?
Speed and shout.
Speed, shout. Okay. So why those cooldowns?
It's the only way for us to get kills, right?
Right. Yeah. It's just that simple. It allows you to close the gap really fast with the enemy team, and you potentially can run somebody over. Yeah. It's just short range engage when you guys are stacked. Yeah. It's just the question of, I guess, stunning when you do that. Okay, let's see. Now inside this room, all of the pressure. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, no, that was a good punch.
Yeah, well, you just. I don't think it's necessary by him, but. Okay, so let's watch this. Just a little bit more precise focus. Okay, so you run in with the shout. Okay, you're running in on, seems like this Doomfist here. Okay, and then there's a backline push. All right. Who's usually calling out those engages?
Me.
Yeah, so how do you usually call this out?
Like what cooldown we want to use, and then use usually L 3 2 1. But if I call it too late, then I'll just like call it go or something like that. And then like the target's name, obviously.
Right. This do you remember specifically what was the main trigger for you to start pushing now?
Doom punched me.
Doom punched you, so he's no punch. Let's kind of punish him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I figured that was like the only way for them to peel their backline.
Right.
Other than like hack.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, looking to bait out something important, mostly, if we're looking at this matchup, playing versus the dive, if we bait out mobility and then push, I think this is the best. It's just a question of how do you guys synchronize all this pressure here. It seems pretty decent. Yeah, you went to their backline for the Suzu. Okay, then we're clearing all of this. You have to be careful when playing out in the open. So it's really important. Once this push is finished, you run in with the shout in the open, which might happen. You want to leverage those short range spaces one more time. Now let's see. Because this is where everybody is done. You see this? The angles. Now, Doomfist here, Somber is there, More is on the other angle. Okay? You see this? When we out in the open too much, this happens. 2 kills from the enemy team. How can you avoid that? What do you think? Any thoughts?
Maybe after we push, when our cooldowns end, maybe try to just play together, or like know when our cooldowns are gonna end, and then try to play a bit safer.
Right. Okay. Let's just start with, let's just solve this from plan perspective. Yeah, where you want to play. Yeah, kind of positionally. Where do you want to be if you're trying to do this play? Right after that push. Where should you go?
I think after we kill, or like after the Kiriko dies, we could probably like tuck into that like the right side and just chill for like maybe like 2 seconds, kind of like get just a little bit of health back.
Yeah, sure. So this position A, yeah. You see this as well, really in close space, really nice for you guys. This is where, again, easy for you to lean towards the stacked approach and stabilize. If somebody dives you, easy peel. in terms of just, yeah, it's gonna be easier for you to answer this pressure. Yeah, of course the HP packs something to use as well, but this is important. Yeah, positioning, let's be there. Okay, this is something we solved. Well, we solved that. Yeah. Now, what about your communication? How your communication can be looking like, so you actually do that mid-fight. Any thoughts?
It can get messy, like when fights, like in stuff like this, where it's like a dog fight, it definitely gets messy.
Right, right. So what's the solution? Yeah, we have to stabilize. It's the problem. Yeah, you can't run in because there's a high chance, a high risk you lose the fight later, right? So how do we solve it then?
I don't know. We could just call to stack on me and then play our lives or something like that.
Stack on who? Junker Queen. You call it?
Yeah.
Call that. Sure, stack on Junker Queen. You can call that. It's just important. You have some sort of language because you see this as well. What you mentioned, you trying to, because you have the direction with the composition. Let's run short range, stacked approach. You're calling this out exactly. What's our direction of the composition? Yeah, stack on who? Yeah, X hero. This is good, I think. Usually choosing stationary hero, or typically actually people choose to maybe also stack on Lucio. Why? Because of the speed boost. You can rotate in and out. Junker Queen, I think also you can do that because of the speed boost, in and out, you know, just with the shout potentially. So yeah, make sure you can do that then. Yeah, one of the notes for us, call stack, yeah, like be stacked when you're doing this. Yeah, I think it's just important, this sort of stabilize moments, yeah, once you've done the push. Does it make sense? Okay,
yeah.
Right, perfect. Because I like the push overall. Of course, the quality, maybe synchronization can be even better. You can polish that more. But this seems like kind of the first most important problem, and the second problem is let's fight in short range spaces right away. Yeah? More enclosed spaces. Nice. So kind of you to get the Kiriko. Okay, so now we're fighting for this space, fighting for this high ground. What's the plan? Anything specific to plan around? Yeah.
My idea was to jump off high ground and rush height, but I don't know if that works because I think Doom can just split us.
Right. Okay, so it's this kind of go from A to B on this high ground, right? You see the problem with this? What's the problem?
We just get split and poked out.
Right. You get split, they can take angles on you. Right? So what can you do so it's gonna be harder for them to take angles in this case?
I'll be honest, I'm looking at this map, I have no clue.
Look at the spaces. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
Like the, I don't know how to explain it, but like the very back, because there's a room back there, and you can keep going.
Right there, it's hidden. It's secret room. It's secret room you can use. Yeah, 100%. Really good. Why it's good? Enclosed space, stack play style. You can leverage it. Tracer, I think, can be on that angle, but let's see. Maybe just kind of paying attention to specifics of where everybody's gonna be. Yeah, maybe let's actually call this out. Okay, you're fighting for this high ground. Okay, you're using this room, right? When you about to kind of rotate through, yeah, I don't think you. Can you fight this high ground right away if you do this rotation, or like, should you fight this corner first? What do you think?
I usually always try. I'm always gonna lean towards getting cart push first. That's just me, but. So probably A first, and then try to like rotate over there.
Okay.
Or we could all rotate and just leave our tracer.
Exactly. Yeah, I was waiting for this answer as well. I was just thinking, yeah, because you want Tracer on the angle, but the rest of the group.
Cart's an angle too.
Yeah, exactly. Cart can be an angle you can leverage to this point because all of you flip the map, go around, and then fight for this advantageous spot, leveraging enclosed spaces. Why? Because we don't want to get poke split. Yes, it's really important. But then once you guys fighting, Trace is gonna be ready, pushing the card. By the way, not as bad idea most of the time. High mobility characters, high mobile characters usually can push the card. This is really nice. Mm-hmm. And now, if you guys do it, if you succeed, it's gonna be impressive. If you're gonna go from A to B here, or like out in the open here even. Of course, if they use their cooldowns again, maybe accomplish something, but still, I think it's difficult against more experienced teams, especially. Yeah, you see that, yeah? You constantly fighting out in the open, but even this, they have kind of two fundamental problems: space and how do we stabilize, right? So once you've done the push, one of the things, communicationally, obviously, you call stack on X hero, sure. Now, the another thing you can also do, everybody can do, is check the visuals, is check what are the cooldowns we play around, and consistently push when those cooldowns are active, okay? So again, what are two cooldowns we play around? Remind me?
Shout and speed.
Shout and speed. Okay. Do we have Lucio player here?
Yeah.
No, right.
Yeah, well, we have our current Lucio player.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Oh, sorry. Who is that at the moment? Is it Valley or the?
No, this Potato is a temporary player.
Our current one is dyslexic.
That's me.
Okay, I got it. So, shout and speed. This is something you can also play around whenever you have it. Everyone can keep an eye visually. If those cooldowns are on, we are pushing. If those cooldowns are not active anymore, for whatever reason, you can also call this out, obviously, but visually, if you can see that, then we're leaning towards stabilize. So it's gonna be easier for everyone to be on the same page. You see this? Okay, maybe you done the shout, so it was just a few seconds ago. Shout, speed, all together. I think you used it. So just, yeah, all together. Shout, and then speed boost, right? Rush in the Doomfist. I don't want to pay attention to micro, so we keep the focus. Just kind of tiny note, maybe stacking the cooldowns one at a time might be not the best idea. Maybe one cooldown in, second cooldown out. Later, like the speed boost, but it's okay. Still, you communicating, let's go in rush, but once those cooldowns are not on anymore, we'll lean towards the stabilize. You know, we'll lean towards what space we use to just recharge our resources. Doesn't matter what space you fight at, yeah? You can just continuously push. Alright. Okay. Okay, let's see. How are you guys gonna retake this position here? Okay. So trying to clear this Doomfist. Oh, sorry. There was the question, or?
No, I was just laughing at his angle that he started on. It's kind of cheeky.
Yeah,
like that.
they're gonna do that against you guys. They will, because they want to surround you. You see the space where you're fighting. What's your plan should be, actually, so you guys can kind of fight this angle more comfortably. What's your thoughts? Where do you go? They have the card. They have the angles on card. So, what's the solution?
For who? For us or them?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, continue.
for us, right?
Yeah, for you, exactly. Just for everybody.
We just stay like trying to force Doom out first, right? Since he's the closest person to shoot.
Sure, you do, but see this space, right? Isn't there high potential for them to surround you from here, there, here as well?
That's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you solve this?
Interesting.
Just walk
We
out
have to pick a
right
side.
side or left side.
Again,
Yeah.
same stuff, right? Short range oriented. Okay. Where Tracer's gonna be? Shiro, what do you think? Where should you be? Shiro's here. Shiro's muted.
Where I should be? Sorry?
Yeah, where should you be if we're doing this plan?
I actually should be. I think I should be next to action.
Next to action, so you guys rotate all the way there, you think? Like, just all together?
I think we should rotate together, because I mean,
Right.
the Doom has to expend resources to prevent us from pushing through, and we can probably get an off angle if we go all the way around, and then we can just fight close.
Right. Well, you see, I have the problem with this potentially. If you all stacked, how do you leverage your mobility? Yeah, how do you maybe, because you playing Tracer? Yeah, like what is the point of the Tracer? Why we not maybe playing something like
I have
Cassidy?
to,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. The point of the Tracer is because we were gonna play Brawl.
Mhm.
I could have switched to Cass for the other Tracer.
Mhm.
But my main focus was
Mhm.
trying to offlink.
Yeah, yeah, sure. This is reasonable. Yeah, you're just trying to solve then, ideally trying to use the trace in a way so we flank around a little bit more, so you set up this extra off angle of pressure potentially, while the rest of the group, they kind of use their short range spaces. See, the rest of the group here, they don't have as much mobility as you, so ideally we're trying to put this group on one angle, so it's kind of this 4 group of people, maybe starting with this. Yeah, of course it might depend. For people on one side, and then you as one person can be somewhere else, I think. Yeah, it's just the question where. So you leverage your mobility, yeah, so you'll not get poked as well. What do you think? So if the rest of the
I can
guys,
go
they
through
do
the
this.
building. Yeah. I mean, if they're gonna go through the building and they're gonna push through there close, I can probably if blue team rotates to counter the push, I can go on high ground and just get the off angle.
Yeah, maybe it's this. Then in this case, you have to be patient. Yeah, it's just really important. Something to keep an eye on. Okay. Do you guys agree with this plan? Do you guys like it? Like maybe the rest of the group here, Havoc, just Liran. Do we have Liran here? Yeah,
No.
Liran's was a temporary player.
All right, all right. It's fine. Okay, but you guys like this plan so far, or any additions? Just potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think that works because I don't think we can split the Kiri with the Tracer. It's probably too much. So yeah, I think Tracer has to go by herself.
Yeah, it's possible that Kiri can join the Tracer, actually. It's a good thing if you can do that. It's just starter with maybe Havoc Shiro goes on the angle altogether, try to maybe get some pressure done. But then later, you can go back in towards the rest of the group, towards the Ash. It's totally fine. That's just,
Okay.
this is a good point, yeah. Okay. So we mentioned cooldowns, we mentioned space, where you should be playing, yeah? So open space, as you see, it's really tough to push, really tough to play, right? Now, are you guys actively doing ult tracking as well? I think you did mention that you kind of, you keep that in mind, but yeah, just in general, what do you think? Is there a problem with that potentially during your games? Do you have?
I think we're decent about it, but we definitely like it's again with fight planning. Sometimes we just get lazy, but I think like 70% of the time we all track every.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, just looking at it, just asking questions, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we then talk about that. Yeah, we just keep our focus on how do you guys keep this short range going, keep this kind of brawl hybrid dive going through. Yeah, so this is just the same problem here, as you can see, running through the open, right? It's running through the open. Of course, now you guys got your ultimates as well, so maybe in theory, yeah, maybe you guys can also think about what you do with those exactly. Okay, so it's just right after here. Okay, because we mentioned your plan can depend on big cooldowns you play around. Yeah, cooldown is in, like shout, Lucio is in, sure. Really nice, really good. By the way, it's always ideal if you can set up this more proactive plan. I think always nice to solve the enemy, to kind of do something. So, okay, maybe let's kind of look at those two ideas. Because you ult tracking, like you mentioned, okay, you potentially know what ultimates they have. Okay, ults on their team. This is one, and second, you also have your own ultimates. Okay. Here you have the pulse bomb, you have the beat. Yeah, so when you guys been Oh yeah, actually before the fight, yeah, it's gonna be more interesting to look at. Yeah, so you because you guys had like 6 ultimate there. Okay, so see right there. Okay, if we're done ult tracking, right, and you look at your ultimates, what do you think your plan should be with those? Yeah, maybe rotations, all of that we got it. You're using short range space, but then how do you approach with it? How do you approach with your ultimates and seeing their ultimates as well? Yeah, any thoughts?
I
I'd
think
really
mainly
engage with B or hide with B and engage with Kyriel.
So it's just Kiri first, right? You call this out, Kiri for engage, beat next, kinda, because they respond with MP most likely. That's what you're saying. Right? But see,
Yeah.
this is important. This is important to say. Whenever you have this ult tracking going, whenever you got it, now you doing the plan to just bait out something. Yeah, bait out this MP potentially, maybe even bait out this Doomfist ult. Yeah, always being more proactive is really good. And using your ultimates to do something. Yeah, this is a good trigger to play around. Not only your abilities, not only the shout and speed, but just keeping in mind with start pressure with this when it's going. Have to make sure that our pressure is synchronized. Okay. Now, when this is happening, okay, like because you did start with the Kyrie ult, yeah, and it's important to synchronize the pressure. With all your abilities, what do we want on kind of maybe more micro level, ideally? Yeah. First of all, what do we want from your position? All right. If we do this, we want Tracer on the angle. We want Lucio to maybe be able to boop somebody in, right? So let's say here you're trying to fight these guys. You're trying to just approach this, well, not ideal obviously because it's open, but just in theory, yeah, you have this plan. Yeah, it's important to set up your own angles so you contribute to the short range pressure. Okay, let's call it maybe Trace in the back, Lucio is this position, let's call it A Genji is close as well, so you not burn as much resources, so you're gonna go for the right click. Yeah, just keeping all those resources in mind, making sure we can synchronize the pressure. Yeah, this is the good question. Yeah, like, are we ready? Yeah, this is something what you guys can maybe call out as well before doing the play. Yeah, like C1, doing something. Yeah, doing your stuff. Yeah, that's why pre-fight planning. Okay, when you've done it, it kind of looks like this. Okay, you first ult track, and then after you call out the plan, and then you position accordingly. You do your setup. Yeah, let's just be more specific. Wanna finish your setup. That's why you run in those short range spaces. That's where you're making sure you guys have perfect angles to fight as well. Does all of it make sense so far?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, let's skip this. Now, you guys, okay. Actually, gonna go back a little. So you guys achieved the point control there eventually, and then you going for, just seems some of the members kind of being a little bit too far. Yeah, kind of getting staggered. Right. Clearing the space. Sure. Now the fight is over. They most likely gonna reset. Probably they not gonna feed anymore. Well, maybe they will, but still. What is the plan in your position on this map? Yeah, maybe we talk about everybody specifically, you know. Just starting with fighting for this space. Yeah, what do you think? What is the plan?
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing as the other point, right? We kind of just got to pick a side, like left or right. Just take at least one of those angles away first, and then probably either Tracer or Kiriko on the cart.
Okay, so Tracer cart. Would you agree, Shiro? Do you want to be on cart in this case, if you're trying to go for this kind of plan? Yeah, so you guys been saying what? You either lean towards this kind of left angle A, or right angle B. Yeah, that's what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think about your setup on the card? Is it good?
the thing is, if I'm on cart, then Tracer's gonna just have free reign to just poke because
Mhm.
she won't have anyone fast enough to challenge her.
Mhm.
But if we're just trying to take a side,
Mhm.
then maybe that would work.
Let's
But-
maybe direct. Yeah, let's call maybe directly say let's use the position B. Yeah, like in theory. Okay, because we want to
Okay.
choose the potential side. Yeah, you can always be. There's no one answer all the time. You can be more sometimes interesting with your plans. You might sometimes show off enemy, even just maybe fighting their spawn, right? But if you do it to your advantage, if you use your short range spaces, this is really nice. Okay, let's say with position B. So then what do you think, Shiro? Should it be on card? Can you be on card in this case?
If we push Tracer out and force her to use her use her resources to leave, then we can take B because we're all pretty much on that side anyway.
Mhm.
And we can take it until cart is up in the middle before cap, and we can try to push them out.
So maybe you can do that. Yeah, just with some little bit of poke. It's just important to say that most of your pressure with this composition, really trying to dedicate our time to like fighting in a short range spaces, maybe baiting out something through what either it's a poke damage like I mentioned. Yeah, sure, poking out the tracer, or you can also maybe position in a way so one target kind of seems a little bit more diveable. That makes sense. It's just you're trying to bait an enemy to dive you, force out the resources, but it's really like can happen as easy. Well, usually there's this can be done by tanks. Possibly, you can do that. Yeah, like remember that example when Doomfist punched you in the room action. Yeah, that was the first point right there. Yeah, this can be an example when you can bait out the dive but survive, and then you can punish something. Sure, I think you can do those things. But right after that, making sure we fight all together. Okay. So yeah, I think Tracer can be on card. Sure, everybody else can stay inside the room, potentially stacked on each other. Havoc can move between the groups depending on the situation, support either Tracer or your group. Starting with Tracer is nice, I think, because just you can gain a little bit better map control, maybe a little bit more potential to maybe force out something early. I don't think like any of you guys on this team have decent range to like poke out abilities to like force mobility from their team. Yeah, that's why you can use Curie to your advantage, even though it's not as consistent. But still, you can technically do that, right? And this is still feels really open, uncomfortable, right? And you see this angle, right, left, and main. See angles, they form this triangle and attack you. Really difficult.
Yeah.
Tough to fight, unfortunate. It still succeed. I like this stabilize though. If you call this out when you guys stabilizing, this is perfect. See, this is where you win, by the way. You stacked in enclosed spaces where they can't take angles in you, but they keep going deeper. Yeah, their mistake that they done the engagement and they keep going anyway. So they done the engagement from A, let's just do it kind of A to B corner, but they keep going to C. That's really far. You usually trying to always, whenever you, I just call this any short range compositions, but especially dive, brawl, it applies to brawl as well. You want to engage from corner to corner, corner to corner, fight something, stabilize, fight again, and this way make your job easier. Yeah, basically what they didn't do is they didn't set up the angles before going to C. Yeah, they just need to fight B, stabilize, take angles on you guys, maybe surround, and then it's gonna be good. It's just they want to surround you because they like to take angles, but you don't. You did stabilize, and this is good. If they do take angles, you, in this case, can maybe use this rooms a little bit more. For example, maybe you can leverage the card as well, but yeah, it's decent kite. Okay, we fighting for this in close here. Okay, sure, getting staggers, rushing through, and then get the hack done. Okay, now going back. Yeah, being careful around their hack. Okay. You have your queen ultimate. Right. I think you use a Tracer like whenever you're not pushing card in this composition. Really, you can fight this angle. Definitely, just keeping their angles busy so they can set it up on you. This is what you should are really good at. But you gotta keep in mind that they will send a lot of resources most likely towards the Tracer. So your job is like pretty much trying to live. I think if you're trying to play in this composition, you don't have as good angle control compared to the enemy comp, I think. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Okay. Now, this is interesting. So they stacked. Huh. Okay, so this is this can be an example. Yeah, it's not just I think about like the trace or like it can be about anybody. You see, like what happened there before? You guys actively pushing this enemy space, right? You see what's gonna happen later. I think. Let me see. The Shiro. Yeah. So you're trying to fight. Okay. You're fighting one more time, and you're getting something forced. Okay. It's just Tracer probably is gonna be one of these first characters to get something forced out because, well, it's just first of all pretty squishy. Second, when fighting you up, and there's a high chance against the comp, it's gonna be done. But this is why it's important using the concept of we are going from A corner to B corner and then stabilizing. Just watch this. When you've done this before, so it's just you done the push here. You went from A to B, yeah, even though you're getting the staggers, it's just important to say, let's not go anymore towards the C, which you don't. This is good, because their spawn is right there, yeah, but you have to really call this out, stabilize, A to B, stabilize, okay. I think at this point, can you action potentially do that as well, just as a tank, yeah, when you've done the push, yeah, maybe calling this out, right after, yeah, like you mentioned, stack on you, yeah, this can be the call, sure, mid fight, but what about those moments, yeah, when you guys keep pushing this sort of stuff, yeah, how do you solve this communication wise?
I think I usually call it chill most times, but I think I could start calling it before I start to do it though.
So what your communication would be exactly?
It'd probably just like just chill and come back.
Chill and come back. Okay. So for you, what are gonna be the triggers then? Yeah, it's just gonna be when you're going from A to B with the calm. Yeah, you're going from A corner, rushed from here to there. Let's stabilize. Call this out. Let's chill when you see this happening. Yeah, because you usually initiate the engage, and this way you reset. By the way, your Lucio player can also do that too. I think you can call this out. Okay, we're done the engagement, gone from A to B. Let's stabilize, let's chill. Because of the speed boost, it's just easier for the Lucio player to do that as well. But you also have shout, so I think one of the possibilities, because at this point you shouldn't fight. You're stabilizing. You're on this stabilizing node. Yeah, it's just for everybody, but especially Tracer is gonna be more affected by that, I think. If you don't fight, you not get hacked, and we're not getting our recalls force, we're not getting our translicators force potentially this way. Really nice. Yeah? There shouldn't be like constant fight. It's like in and out, in and out. There's like in a graph, yeah? If I do graph, really smart, by the way. It's just graph like that. If we fighting the enemy composition, yeah? Let's imagine there's time graph there's value. Enemy graph, it kind of looks like this. They're fighting really high value the peak because they dive composition, limited amount of resources, and then they chill here. and it just goes this way. Your composition, it kind of works like this. When you stabilize, you have higher value, but at the same time, you have lower value at the peak. How that makes sense? So you have to keep that in mind. You're just fighting at those moments, when you down the push, okay, stabilize, you're still gonna be pretty strong in the enclosed spaces, yeah. If the enemy used all the abilities, they can't hurt you, should be good. Just keeping that in mind. That's why maybe, potentially, if you're fighting in those enclosed spaces, whenever you don't need mobility, maybe switching to some sort of stationary heroes can work even better for you guys. Your direction and composition is still... We fighting short range. Somebody's taking angles. Here's just maybe harder for the Tracer and Sombra to do that. So you can think Sombra is reasonable pick in terms of just hacking their abilities. Yeah, disabling Doom and maybe Tracer as well. Maybe even Moira. But just something to think about composition wise. Yeah, whenever you have more enclosed spaces going. Yeah, let's have the heroes contributing to this a little bit more. Even something like Reaper, honestly. Even Cassidy can also help you out. But yeah, it's fine. Right. So you kind of you see this insane peel. What is their mistake? You tell me. It's the same mistake as you did, but it's just not what space they're using. They're using the right space. It's just how they use it. Watch this. Why is it gonna be difficult for them? See this?
They're just all lined up.
Yeah, they're all stacked.
Right. Okay, this is one. Watch how they use the corners. Remember what we just mentioned about the corners. How do you want to go about just rushing something, right? You see how far they are.
One corner at a time, right?
Well, yeah, one corner at a time. You see what happens if it's not one corner at a time. People there, some people there, ulting spawn. Yeah, this is just A to B. This is the same thing for you guys. Just really fixing that can bring a lot of value. A to B, Doomfist ults nothing. Well, he got this somewhere. Well, still. Oh wait, he got a lot of value there. Oh, this is insane. You did. Okay. Yeah, well, this was good engagement, Doomfist. Well, this happens. Sometimes just all this micro is, well, it can outsmart your macro stuff in a way, just because of because they hit the abilities, but it's fine. I think the bigger part about the team play is definitely like your macro, just understanding of the big picture. Keeping this in mind can solve a lot of micro problems as well, I think. Okay. You see the problem with the plan then? Right there. You're rushing something. You're rushing here. You see, we're going from one. It's corner A. Maybe you can call it corner 1 if you like it, but corner A, corner B, and there's a corner C. Right? You see where you're gonna end up. You're gonna end up kind of around this corner C. And there's a high chance somebody dies because of it. How do you solve it?
Well, we don't need to just full in. We can take a bit of space and then rush in.
Exactly. How do you take space? Where do you go?
We could have just walked up. We didn't need to rush from so far back.
Walked up to where?
Kind of where we are now, before we use our cooldowns.
You want to start with this space, kind of just walk and then rush?
Or like through that room on the right.
Okay, I like this. This is a good idea. Maybe this idea as well, depending on where they are. Even using high gun as well. Because all of this is enclosed, allows you to do something. It just depends on the enemy setup, okay? If we're gonna be getting smarter about this here, in-depth kind of playstyle-wise, you want to choose the space, which allows you to do the most quality pressure. And mostly, I think it depends on where most of the enemy is positioned, okay? Let's say most of the enemy are closer to position B. Let's take B, try to force out mobility cooldowns to the poke, slide poke first, and then rush, ideally. If they're not there, let's call it this position 1, maybe they're closer to C, they're closer to this open. Let's take this, take this high gun. If they're closer to the back, for some reason, the third position. Now let's take A. Yeah, there's no universal plan, but to see the fundamental knowledge can just help you out easily. If you know that, you can do quite a lot. And A to B corner, A to B. Some of the people there, some of the people fighting there. Not just another angle. Not good, yeah. They still have chance to win, I think. This can be winnable. You just gotta stabilize. Yeah. Right. Under pressure.
Yes.
They're fighting their spawn. Shout. What do you think about this here? So because something with setting up the engagement around, right? It was our shout speed. Okay, it's also can be ultimates, right? So what do you guys think? Seems like this is stacked. Well, this is kind of enclosed space you can use. Sure, I think this is not bad setup. What about your angles though? What about the quality of the plan? Just where you guys should be if you're trying to do something there. Maybe starting with okay, basic. Sorry, like starting with what are we doing? Are we using the cooldowns in this space? Yeah, we're starting with that like as your trigger. Yeah, the plan can depend on cooldowns or ultimates. So what are you guys are planning around? Is it your pulse bomb or maybe beat? Maybe specific cooldown
I think
here.
We're probably planning to go in with beat.
Going with speed. Okay, sure. Then, how do you set up in this case?
I don't know. Maybe a bit closer.
Probably...
They can run away really easily if we set up here.
Sure. Okay. You can potentially play this, but then, what cooldowns do we want for the beat engage?
I would. Right, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I think Sombra should be where Tracer is, like swap, so he can hack somebody and then like going in with beat.
Okay, yeah. I think this can be valuable, a little bit more valuable. Yeah, like Sombra is not getting as much value out of the angles compared to Tracer, and there's no. Well, let's put it this way: there's no good angles to take anyway, so you can hack can be more beneficial, sure, but then what about your shout as well? You see that we're looking to fight. Okay, if we use our shout now, then we don't have it for the beat engage. It's quite important to address. You just want to constantly remind yourself if you're looking about the quality of the plans. With every team I say those three things. You want to use the questions of what you do, when you do it, and where you do it. You can take initiative to do things. It's fine. You can call this out. Let's use the beat in location. Maybe this here in the gates. It's gonna be where and when. Once the enemy is about to push you, maybe they cross the choke, something like that. Maybe most ideal is you force out some mobility, maybe Doomfist Punch, if you're trying to do that, sure. It's just important to say that, so you guys gonna be on the same page, and then this will not happen. Like early shout or something, or early cooldown forced, because this is important. Like if you shout now, then you can do proper beat engage later, I think. You see, it's gonna be also difficult for the other members as well. You kind of maybe bait the trace into this unfavorable space, but yeah. You see what I'm trying to say with this? Yeah, you with those questions, yeah, with keeping your ultimates in mind and cooldowns, trying to set it up the pressure all together. Yeah, you're not getting your resources forced before the actual plan is happening. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Right.
So playing more on a passive note. Yes, this group on the A was with Junker Queen, was with Lucio Tracer as well. You guys can rush, wait, just poke, sure, get your beat, but then push out later when the beat happens, when the beat starts. Obviously, Junker Queen can initiate, you can call this out. Let's maybe 3-1, rush something, beat, but all of this should be all together. The cooldowns. pressure, the space, of course, you guys use as well. So this is where the plan goes. Yeah, let's engage with the beat, right? Huh. It seems like it, yeah.
This is just a run it down mid play, yeah.
Okay. You potentially, this is fine because you let's call it, you can ignore map control a lot of times in a way because you have big ultimates. You can just run towards the backline in this case, for example. Sure, it's usually, let's put it this way, whatever you do on the map, you're trying to set up bigger advantage. Yeah, what we've been saying before, position, good plan, obviously even communication allows you to set up bigger advantage. Ultimates also allows you to get advantage on the map, but if you ever have to choose between using ultimates or position on the map, yeah, let's say you can get both for whatever reason. An ultimate, I think most cases usually stronger. That's why you can kind of ignore the map control, maybe run in. But the question is, could you be getting better positions still? Yeah, like if yes, then I don't think you should be running. Run right away. If it's possible, getting better position,
Right.
do that first. So what do you think about this? Is it possible to get better position for everybody before doing this? Maybe it's not as bad to just like run through the open as well, but yeah, looking at your angle specifically. Any thoughts?
I could have waited like a second for my tracer to set up
half
better.
a second.
Yeah, I think that's it. You probably cannot surround the enemy as like hard. This is really in close space here. There's not much to do, to be honest. Gonna be difficult as well to use short range spaces to your advantage. I don't know, maybe the play is doing this kind of rotation through here, but see, like, this is weird. If you do this rotation this way, it's gonna take a lot of time, most likely gonna get deleted because you're running through the open. So it's kind of one of these exceptions where, guys, we can't use stacked kind of this short range space. Well, because we don't have the position, let's ignore the map control, run in, but you still need better synchronization, yeah, slightly better angle setup, wait and push. Okay, how do you solve it with the communication then? So you guys on the same page? Oh, obviously,
I should have just confirmed.
Yeah, it's one thing. This is one thing, but this can be also another solution because I don't think you have to keep yourself accountable on everything. Yeah, like obviously tank is important, like stabilizing, calling out when you in, out, sure, but for everybody else, what you guys can do? Maybe Havoc, maybe Tracer, what you guys can say? So you solve this situation.
I think the flankers can just like kind of like let like, well, not just the tank, but just like everyone, right? 'Cause we're all listening. Just say like, hey, I'm walking this way, or I'm setting up on this side. Kind of maybe even say like who you see.
So how do you say it in the fight? Yeah, I just want to hear directly from maybe Havoc, Shearer. What do you guys think? How do you communicate it directly in a fight? Right there. What's your thoughts, guys? Shearer is muted. Havoc.
I'm sorry. I've got like a massive migraine going on right now, and I tuned out for a second while I was in excruciating pain. Could you please repeat the scenario for me? I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's no problem. That's fine. We've been calling when you're doing something on the map here. Yeah, because you want to synchronize your pressure. You can solve it through the communication. Yeah,
right. So like are we trying to synchronize on a target?
Yeah, you're trying to go in here. Yeah, one of the ways where tank can communicate all of the pressure, say, okay, let's wait, let's stabilize. This is one. But what you guys can do also in terms of communication. So the
I mean, if I can always call out like the biggest thing right here for me that probably I'm gonna be focused on is once I see the tracer, I'll just call tracer behind and I'll ping it. That's typically what it's gonna be like for me.
This can be good, but then you have to also say this kind of trigger phrase, something what can be useful in every fight scenario, so everybody knows what that means. So because the problem a lot of times with the communication is that sometimes people come a lot and sometimes they don't come at all. Yeah, but when you come a lot, for example, there might be a lot of stuff you send during the fight, like Tracer behind this and that, but then there's a should be trigger phrase where everybody should stop and wait, maybe.
Yeah.
So
I'll usually do it. There's a few different scenarios for me. Like, so if I see the Tracer's going to be flanking, I'll call it ahead of time. Like, Tracer's going to flank from here. I'll ping where I think Tracer's coming from. If Tracer's poking and looking, I'll ping it, say Tracer behind. And if Tracer's actively a threat on me, I'll say Tracer's on me, trying to indicate like I need peel, basically.
But see, this phrase is specific to this fight. Let's say there's no Tracer but somebody else. What is the universal language you can use, universal phrase, where everybody can stop and wait? Maybe you just simply use this word.
I'll just say not ready.
You use what, sorry?
I can just say not ready or hold on.
Hold on, yeah, because for you guys, this is something what you can solve it. It's like with any professional team, any sport team, it doesn't matter. They have this language. I don't know if you watch those movies as well, like about the sports. Yeah, they have they have this exact language where they know what the kind of play they're about to do. Yeah, they call this out exactly in a strict manner. Yeah, like loud communication maybe as well sometimes if it's needed. But when you call this out, it keeps everyone accountable and you guys can be on the same page. Yeah. So from the tank, it can be, for example, like we mentioned, stabilize, chill, wait, but it has to be universal. You have to use one phrase, I think. Really important. Yeah. Let's put it in notes. Okay. One phrase specific for wait, stabilize, and for other members as well. Okay, hold on, something. You guys can solve this. I think long term. Just think about this universal language. Maybe even make the document about the language in the fight and just break it down on the phases. What do you do during the ultrac phase? What are you doing? So it's just kind of I can do it for you. Ultrac. This is first. After that, you plan. After that, you're trying to set up your angles. Later, your engagement, how you're engaging. For every phase, you can set specific phrases to be more smart about the plan and to be synchronizing. Right. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forgot about one more phase. This is just before the setup. You also get information. You do scouting. Actually, I'm not going over that today. I'm just keeping ourselves on planning, setting up mostly. But still, this is one of the things you also can do. You can even do scouting if you're looking for more advanced kind of way, scouting after the setup as well, because the pace of the game is really fast. Most of the time, it's good to do scouting 2 times. Yeah, confirm what the targets you're going for. All of this. Okay, so this feels really rushed here. First of all, and there's another thing. You're going from corner A to corner C really far. So it might be difficult, but I like just the general kind of idea. It's proactive plan though. It's really good. If you can catch something, you ignore the map control. I think this is nice. Just be careful with going too far. Okay. And once you done the engagement, make sure to call out stabilize. It's just once the ultimates are done, once the scouting, once the shout is done and the speed boost is done. Right now, you have to call out stabilize. Be careful. Do not overpush. It's just even in those short moments because they might get one member, but they have closer spawn. It's important. Okay, yeah, I think, well, you're probably gonna win this, right? Let me see. Yeah, you have good control. Well, they're trying to touch.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Yeah, let's watch the defense then. If you guys want to watch anything else, you can also do that. We still keep the same kind of stuff going, but up to you. You want to watch this defense or anything else?
I don't know. We could watch this. A Doom Dive one would be good too. I have comms recorded for a Doom Dive map too.
Oh, you know, I did forget we did that. Yeah, I should do that.
Well, up to you. If you want to do that, sure, we can do that. Or going over your Orisa Zen. Right. So, what do you guys choose?
Yeah, I have the comms recorded, so I think that'd probably be better.
And we definitely run dive more anyways.
Yeah, let's do dive, I think. It would be more beneficial. Because you guys play dive more, as you mentioned.
Did you record those games, Shu, or should I send them? I mean, Havoc, not Shu, Havoc.
Oh, it'd be best if you sent them. I have them recorded, but not at my office computer.
Okay, it's super scuffed because it's through metal, but...
That'd be 3060p.
I also have your first code, actually. I also have your first code on Kingzo, but it's been Brawl. That I still can lean towards the same concepts about the planning and what we mentioned so far. So, yeah, but
Let's see what the metal looks like. Hopefully, it's not.
I mean, as long as you have the audio, I think.
Continue
Because we can always look at the code if we need visual.
all right.
That's true too. Yeah, we still do have the code.
Okay. So it's
doesn't
HD
look
quality, really nice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Are you guys able to hear that actually? Okay, let me just turn it up.
Play the same. My Dub's voice is gonna be so loud. I have him turned up. If you wait for him to talk, you'll hear it. It's gonna be very loud.
Voice. Why?
Maybe you shouldn't listen to comms then. I don't. well, I'm thinking. Well, we didn't go over communication as much. Well, in theory we can. Okay, it's just maybe we can lean towards that a little bit more. Why not? Okay.
And
but
our Lucio players in this one too.
Do you guys hear the sound actually when I play it? Let's wait for a second. You tell me. Are you gonna hear it or not?
We can hear.
You can hear? Is it good?
Yeah.
It was decent.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Not playing Narnia.
We focus. Kiri's our target every time. Forecast.
Right there, right. Going right.
Right. So you play Doomfist Dive, and they have what? They have Ram. Okay, let's click tab. Let's click.
Rem make
He's trying to shoot me. I don't know what she's doing.
I gotta chill for a little bit.
Right. Okay. So what's your plan against this composition? How do you guys win?
Our plan was to force Suzu and then go on her cast if he's out of position.
How do you guys take angles?
I think. Oh, we want to like try and surround them if we can. I think.
Surround. Exactly. This is how you win, I think. Look at this is more one-dimensional stacked composition with the May wall, with the speed boost Cassidy. This is Cassidy, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, all together.
Yeah.
So splitting their attention, going on multiple angles is extremely important. Yeah, of course, forcing out the abilities like I mentioned. Sure, you're doing this through the dive, just constantly in, out, because of the mobility. Once you forced out something big, whatever does a lot of sustain, just maybe it's May Ice Block, maybe even Cassidy roll, Nemesis form, all of that. Once you've done it, you can probably get a kill. It's just kind of, you can break it down on two phases. In your case, it seems like in soft engage, kind of force out something. Second engage is gonna be hard engage, probably.
No nade.
Walk right. Actions and action help.
See this? Are we hard engaging or soft engaging at the moment? Let's go back.
Trying to shoot me. I don't know what she's doing.
I gotta chill for a little bit. No nade.
I think here we got to make sure like Tracer's like set up for this because I think this was good if we're set up.
So your angles is just you need the angle set up first, right? Maybe somebody at A, somebody at B, sure. But I don't like the space, guys. Like this you see this how stacked it is? It's gonna be really difficult for your divers to actually do something as well. This is what I think.
Okay.
Like this is well, it's possible maybe, but is there a better space for you guys to fight? Yeah? This is the question. What do you guys think?
Oh, we could let them walk on point first, and then
Sure. Yeah, one of the options. And then you
there's
have
like what 3 doorways or 2?
Exactly. Fight in the areas where, in this case, it's easier for you to set up the angles. Yeah, keeping that in mind.
And we're on Echo.
Wait, you're on Echo as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because of it, then. just not just because of the Echo, but it's just multiple angles of attack. Extremely important. And now we break this down on two phases as well. Of what you need to force before hard engaging, going for the kill. on the enemy. This is like kind of our second layer. What do you guys think?
Nade and then maybe Suzu or wall.
Yeah. Stuff, I think mostly is just stuff which allows them to sustain a little bit more. This is how you go with your dive compositions usually. I think most of the times can force out something and then look for the hard engage, look to do get for the kill. Yeah, so see this kind of, again, two problems. One, what space we're using. Second,
Walk right.
second is let's force out something because see, there's gonna be Suzu. This Doomf is dead, I think, most likely.
Actions and action. Help him, help him.
Yeah, I thought someone was looking.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it's on you. It's just the plan. You guys can say it exactly. And first of all, it depends on your composition direction. If you remind ourselves, guys, we're winning through the angles. Where we can take angles on the point or maybe more open. Let them take it. We can also soft engage first, force out something, hard engage later. But yeah, I think really smarter planning really relies on understanding of your comp.
My dupe.
Yeah, let's hear the.
This one. Just reset.
Let's hear the comms.
They have rush. They have ram.
Walking forward. He just walks forward. We can kill him.
They have support ults. They have support ults and ram.
Yeah, I see that there's a wall tracking. Great stuff.
Let's just bait it.
Oh, you guys actually 3.9 or 4K, right? If I'm not mistaken, like average. You jam average.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we're like masters.
Oh, I'd say yeah, like masters
Yeah.
average. Yeah.
Yeah, still. You guys pretty high level. Yeah, so I should expect it. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
I'm ready.
This is your soft engage, by the way, in a way, with the Doomfist. For example, obviously it's like you just poking, yeah, but potentially.
Oh, we gotta help. We gotta go in. We gotta go now because
We
value.
need to go.
Okay.
Yo, Lucio, huh?
I'm on Lucio. Make that.
No, no Suzu, no Suzu.
I like this. So it's beautifully done. Much better. Is it this?
Yo, Lucio?
What's good about this engage? Why it worked?
I
So-
pulled their attention and then went on the target.
Sorry, can you repeat the first one?
I pulled their attention and cooldowns and then went on the target.
Right. And you see the space you guys fighting in as well. You're leaning towards the space where you guys can take better angles as well. See how you split their resources. This is beautifully
We
done.
gotta go
I
in. We
think.
gotta go now.
Like
'cause
much
value.
better.
We need to go.
Okay. However, where's your? I can do this. Well, I can see. Well, let's see the tracers on the angle there. All right, Lucio is there as well. Where's your echo? I can see the echo. Well, she's kind of inside the room there as well. Isn't that? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think I was over there somewhere over there.
Okay. So this is beautifully done overall fundamentally because multiple angles of rush in a way. Well, this is angle A, angle B. However, you can increase the quality of the plan by creating even more angles. How can you do that? Is that possible? Who can take an angle in addition?
Echo could probably be a bit more aggressive with me.
Would you agree?
Or
you do-
Tracer.
I would say Tracer because I think Cass probably kills me if I'm over there. It's a little
I
scary.
agree. All open space is difficult for you as Echo, right? But then what angle you can take? What do you think? If you're fighting...
Something close. Actually,
Yeah.
I could be over there still, but maybe well, I guess it depends like what side you're coming from, right? But the way we're looking at like left, like playing close to the tower, or not the tower, but like
Tower.
the top of point.
Top of point, yeah. Most of your angles, because you're playing Echo, in your case, is going to be leaning around, using verticality more on the map. This is your safe angle, safe position, which allows you to get in without getting poked as much, without getting your resources as much. So really nice. Yeah, if you can do that, let's maybe potentially, we call it position C, put you on there. Okay, somebody can come from A position. Maybe Tracer can even set up this on D angle, let's call it that. This is possible. See, somebody's touching the point. Maybe it's Lucio. Maybe it can be Tracer as well. I can see you guys can decide. But because you have multiple angles, you have maybe 4 angles of pressure. Even 3, I think, is enough. This is much better. Whenever you run dive, kind of creating this some sort of triangle is much better. So
like
the
a death box.
yeah, why are you doing that? So the enemies will not have a choice to where they can stabilize, because well, first of all, they play Brawl composition, but it goes for any comp actually. If you fight from this angle A, this angle C, this angle B, now this Brawl has no choice but to stay out in the open and die, or they will try to rush the angle on something. Yeah, like maybe they try to rush angle A, angle C, angle B, but then other angles can just help you out. Yeah, let's say angle B is getting rushed. Well, Doomfist can just get out, use his mobility, but angle A and C can get closer. Yeah, and you kind of not allowing them to stay safe at any point of time. You're constantly able to poke them. Yeah, you surround the Brawl, as I mentioned, either leaning towards the split style or stacked. Yeah, here split as much as possible. How let's call it to this extent. So you're able to support each other, you're not gonna die, but it's really nice if you can take multiple angles of attack on this dive here. Before, you guys had Junker Queen. That's why I was leaning more towards the stacked, I think. You had less members taking angles, but still.
Yo, Lucio, huh?
I'm on Lucio. Make that.
No, no Suzu.
You see, like, all this resource split, this Cassidy just, if he runs towards the bridge, he's dead. Well, not because of the environmental kill even, it's just because they're getting so split, isolated for no reason, so...
See the man.
You guys gotta be careful about how you stabilize. Nice.
I'm carrying. Look at Kiri first, look at Kiri.
Yeah, honor. Carry one.
That's good. This fight looks like a win fight to me. Right when you done this, engage there with the Doomfist and the angles came there, you split the attention. I think there's no problem in winning this, unless you can stabilize, which you did. You did stabilize here. I think.
Lucio low?
One dead.
Lucio dead?
Okay, we were playing way too
Ram.
We need to group up way faster. Go make.
I should die. Ramps off.
Okay.
Yeah, mid fight.
My bad. I should have said I was too far.
All of this ultimates. What's your plan? What do you think?
No, you can't go wrong with opening with Kitsune.
Yeah.
I feel like, so I think it's open with Kitsune.
Open with Kitsune. Sure. When?
When they're
As soon as they start to engage.
Right. It depends
and
where they walk from.
we just meet them and let them in a little bit, and as soon as they start to engage, we Kitsune.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, so they can come from any direction, left, right, doesn't matter. You let them in, you surround them also, and then you do something. Yeah, I think with this, you can also be specific. If you have limited locations where the enemy can come from, maybe only 2, okay, then you can call out, let the enemies through the choke or the bridge, surround them, fight with the Kitsune. Yeah, it's just always... Call this out, simple plans. Okay, let's hear. Are you guys gonna have the plan during this fight? Let's hear this.
We need to group up.
We were walled.
For some reason, and that too, yeah. We did get
So
split.
when you went on, we were walled off.
Okay, you guys hear this comms? Just I stopped this right there. But what might be the problem about what you heard?
We're 2 in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Leaning towards proactivity. Solving what we're gonna do in the next fight is really important. This here, I think, should be addressed though as well. Whatever happened in the past, but when you should, guys, address the past.
After the match.
Right. After the match, you can do it between the fights, maybe. Oh, sorry, not between the fights, between the matches, between the actual
Like the
maps.
rounds.
Like in Spawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
next round,
Spawn.
I mean,
Yeah.
not Spawn.
Between the rounds. Yeah, let's call it between the rounds, between the maps, or even better, once the practice is over, have one of you and just go over what's been not going on, because this what's gonna influence your plan. Why? Because you're using this time to not solve what you're doing with all of this. Yeah, let's hear. Are you gonna mention it?
Let's try to just
Yeah.
Kiri and Dupe here.
Kiri and what? I didn't hear. Okay.
Dupe.
And that too, yeah.
Doom.
We did
Oh.
get
So
split.
when you went on, we were walled off.
Right.
That's fine. Let's
It's so bad. Why can't I just...
I don't know why my
Skip
voice
through.
is so quiet. I don't.
No. It's not the video. I just can't skip the. I didn't. I get it. I didn't. I was not. I'm not getting you. Yeah, I'm not used to metal. It's just when I'm trying to skip this, it's like so difficult. The here I'm used to pressing on YouTube. You press the buttons to like left, right to skip, but yeah, here it's difficult. That's okay.
yeah.
Who had
Can we
Duke?
pulse
That's
first?
Duke
Can we
Ram,
pulse
right?
first? I don't want to carry.
Yeah, May
heroes.
Ram.
But probably May.
Okay, Kiri Doom.
I think I was just Duke the Ram, no?
They have everything except for Sword.
Just gonna get
We're going right again.
Yeah.
We'll do nothing.
Ram on right side. All right.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, hold on. They got a
If they
solo
try to
on my
push,
side.
I'm gonna carry rush then.
Set up your angles.
I'm just waiting on Doug.
This is better. This is much better. So you let them in, you have this open space to fight for, and now I'm only curious about the other angle. So you have this kind of position A, and who's there as well? You. Is it you? Let me see. You guys. Oh, you guys still have the echo. Yeah. Okay. So it's just maybe getting slightly better angle, just starting with maybe like going from the pressure above the tower, and then leaning towards the point, just later kind of gliding through, stuff like that. So you have more angles of attack. Maybe even looser. It just doesn't matter. You can, but definitely setting up not just 2, but extra angle for you. It seems like with the dive, you need to have at least 3. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
Speeding out, speeding out.
Nice.
Here, half.
Boop, boop, boop. Oh, one.
Oh, I'm dead.
Because this is the space where they could kite to. All this left side behind the point. This is where they could exist safely. Maybe stabilize.
Winnable. Lucio. Still Lucio. Nice. Next target.
Touch head. May.
Nice. Then Ram.
Okay. I think you should be winning this.
This your touch?
So hard to skip. Okay, yeah, it's working now. Yeah, I think this map is okay-ish for dive as well.
Keep them from just.
Let's see.
I don't know.
You don't need to. You can. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep them in that middle. But yeah, I'm gonna try.
How come you didn't just set
This
your
is
attack
so
to the other
stupid.
button? Or...
I should. I said it back then.
I tried it, bro. I messed it up. I tried it though.
So your plan is just boop the ATP out in the open sidelines, right?
Boop them so our echo can just hit like a 10-man sticky and we can collapse on them.
Actually, I like it. This is really nice if you can implement it. It just requires micro, like
I messed
hitting.
up the attack, yeah.
I like this though. You see, like fundamentally it works. It doesn't matter to me, to be honest, as long as you even have this kind of more not the let's put it this, like more interesting plan, yeah, like maybe the plan which can throw off enemy a little bit more, fighting their spawn, maybe doing interesting play. By the way, your plan can be set to run the specific play, so it's just cooldowns to ultimates or specific play sometimes. So this is your specific play, let's boop them in open sidelines. But why it's good, because your composition is able to set up multiple angles of attack there. Just make sure everyone is ready when you're calling this out. You have to call out, okay, I'm booping in this direction, maybe like where and when. Everybody should be ready and do this.
They TP.
Yeah, this fundamentally can work.
I'm on.
That's really unfortunate there. You got deleted.
I said it back to my house.
I don't know. Can you increase the quality of this? Because I like this. If you can implement it, do you just hit the ability, or is there anything else?
I just needed to look up higher, and I think I needed to punch quicker, so I got more height on it.
Right. So you think it's just mechanically dependent, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Yeah, I think definitely your angles can catch up with you. They can definitely get closer. Right.
And I told him I was gonna do this too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just mechanical then. Yeah, I don't think you do anything else. This is really smart. Why not? You can try this out. I like it.
They TP.
I'm on.
Oh,
Same path.
the other way.
Unfortunate. Okay.
Are we set here?
Speeding out, speed out.
Yeah. No, we can
We can kind of.
Same
I
idea.
get on fire from.
You playing versus this comp, are you guys doing the same stuff as before in terms of just surrounding them, trying to what? Poke out something, bait out the abilities, and then hard engage, or is that any different?
I probably still definitely surround for sure.
Yeah, definitely surround.
As far as poking stuff out, probably.
I mean,
form.
Reaper Fade.
Yeah,
Fade
yeah,
too.
yeah. You see, like, whenever you have some elements, longer range elements, especially, even though just one echo, you can spend a little bit of time. By the way, Tracer can also be getting in and out. Let's just call it. If you, just trying to simplify, if you have poke elements or you have mobility, okay, mobility, you can use it to your advantage to just force out something early before the actual hard engage, before you guys getting really close. Yeah, see what the Doomfist was doing. Why I was saying, oh, it's kind of soft engage. It's just kind of you in with something. Yeah, let's just break it down there. Soft engage and then hard. Yeah, you go for your mobility with. That was I think punch or E. Yeah, he was using punch or E. Yeah, this is like mobility there example. It might be also Tracy getting in with the blink and then out, but staying alive, not getting recall force. Or poke elements like bomb, echo, maybe just normal shots as well. You're using that to force out something. Soft engage. Hard engage, you use not only your offensive resources, but also most likely defensive stuff as well, like Doomfist at the end to stabilize, Kiri Suzu, a recall as well, it's defensive, well, speed boost, depending on what you guys need, in and out, most likely just for aggressive push, but you see that, yeah? Hard engage is getting kill, soft engage, you're trying to force cooldowns, force CDs, okay. Does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Slight
just
poke,
live.
but we shouldn't be
Yeah.
committed.
Yeah, just group.
No,
Come,
no,
come.
definitely
Yo,
not.
Lucio,
Come back
look
more,
at
come back
Lucio.
more.
Lucio one.
Just let's see this one more fight and see how you guys do that, and then we can
Ampin
summarize.
one,
Two.
Ampin one.
I'm going from left. Slamming 3.
Ready?
Speeding, go.
Oh, I'm dead.
Sim.
Sim half. No,
I see. This is where you have to be careful. Even though you got the peak on the Lucio,
Speeding,
That's-
go.
that's why it's like calling it out. Go. You have to be maybe solving it through. Yeah, how do you solve it communication-wise? Yeah, what do you think? So because you need to soft engage first, I think, kind of bait out something. What do you guys? What's your thoughts? What are your communication instead of go? Because go to me, doesn't it feel like more of a hard engage, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, our plan here definitely was hard engage, but
Hmm.
looking back, we could have just played it slow. Lucio's not going to instantly be back on point if we don't push.
How can you call this out? So you keep going, right? You have an advantage, but you're not committing as hard. What communication?
Probably just take space. Take space is what I usually say.
Space. Sure, good to me. But this should be addressed. Yeah, correct, exact communication, which is understandable to everybody, so they don't overcommit or they don't just stay passive. Right? You have to say
Right.
it. Okay. Just gonna write it down then. Soft, hard engage as well. Okay. Yeah, well, I think we mentioned quite a lot. Maybe we can summarize all of this so far, and yeah, should be good. What do you guys got out of today? Yeah, you tell me. What do you guys need to work on based on our conversation?
Our queen comp, we need to just stop running out in the open.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play more in enclosed spaces with the queen comp for sure.
Mhm.
And then, but also though, we do need to have maybe at least one person like split from that. Well, it depends what we're playing, but with that specific comp there, we definitely need to have someone split.
So Junker
Setting
Queen-
up on more angles too.
Right. So I'm just gonna say, like, specifically for Junker Queen in the summary, I'm gonna say core. Okay, you lean. Yeah, most of the core, you lean towards the stacked approach. Okay, but Tracer can take angles. Most of the time, Tracer Kiri, I think you guys can do that. But Tracer Kiri can join any group at any point of time, so you can take advantage of that. Create security, take angles, right? And what about your Doomfist setup? If just Doomfist angles, how do you take angles with this comp?
Soft
The
engaging,
emphasis.
baiting cooldowns.
No. Start with angles. Soft engage, hard engage,
Oh.
sure. This is also, but yeah, angles. How do you take
We need
angles?
to. We need to try and take ones that are like gonna surround the other team.
Okay, surround enemy. So this is kind of, I call it more split approach. I always say, are you guys leaning towards the stacked or split approach? So in the summer, I'm gonna name it surround enemy, split approach. Take how many angles?
3.
Yeah, let's do 3. Take 3 angles. Ideally, try this out. Most likely with the comps, most variations of high mobile comp. If almost everybody is mobile on your team, you can do that, I think. Maybe you can take even more, depending on the map, obviously. Depending on the point exactly, yeah. It depends, but yeah, mostly try to lean towards the 3, should be quite good. It's just the question as well, yeah. If you're playing the map where you can take 3 angles of attack, like you play Legion Control Center, it's really difficult, maybe in some cases, fighting those enclosed spaces, so you maybe can run something else like Brawl comp in this case, yeah, more linear, kind of more just one-dimensional. Something to keep in mind. Okay, surround enemy split approach, take 3 angles, okay. What else? What about the planning?
Probably incorporate angles into our fight planning more instead of just what ults we're gonna use. We need to talk about where and when more too.
I think this is good, just specifically calling this out. I've not been focused on that too much, but yeah, what you do, when you do it, where you do it as well. What your plan depends on. What are the big things you should be planning around?
Our what cooldowns we have up, and also like what ults we have up, and their responses to those cooldowns and ults.
I think specifically, okay, for your abilities, think about cooldowns which gonna contribute to your main win condition. Yeah, let's put it this way. Big stuff. Yeah, like anything 2-3 cooldowns contributing to your win con, because let's say you play with the Brawl com, then speed boost in out is really important. Shout in out is really important. Play around that and synchronize your pressure around that. Yeah, you have to keep in mind the stabilize moments though. Yeah, stabilizing just right after the push. So something we talked about was about communication. What your comms should be so far. Well, let's start with stabilizing. Yeah, how do you do that? What you guys can communicate? So it's gonna be easier for everybody.
I think just chill works best. For us, to be honest.
Chill, wait, or stabilize. Probably just
chill, come back.
Chill, yeah.
Okay. So it's just comms. Yeah, chill, come back, wait. Yeah, like you have to say it. This kind of communication. Also, whenever you're running, what helps as well is running from one corner to another, kind of A to B corner, and not running towards the third corner, if that makes sense. You just A to B, you should be okay. With dive, you can actually sometimes skip corners. Okay, let's say I'm diving like from position 1 on the point, at this corner 2, and then there's a corner 3. You can maybe skip corners sometimes because of the mobility, but you still fighting at the same area. Most of you guys are fighting in the same spot. Just important, yeah? You fighting the corners, you went from one corner to another, stabilize, usually slight stabilization. Call this out as well. Calling out chill and the mid fight, yeah. Let's see, what else? For dive, it's been fine, but yeah, I think like the way you surrounded just fundamentally was okay. Just increase the quality with the Brawl, leaning towards the Brawl kind of variation with Jungle Queen, using short range spaces more. So you have more advantages. You're not getting poked, you're not getting surrounded, all of that. Right. Yeah, I think that is it for the most part. Is there anything else?
Not really, but I think I know like the way I was thinking about like that Tracer Echo comp before is that I should be playing like more on like the quote unquote like main angle, like where the fight's happening. But if I can like surround too, then I guess I'll start doing that.
Yeah, I think this is really beneficial.